What's up, you beautiful person? It's your boy Micah, and here we talk tips and perspective so that you can live freely in reality. Today's gonna be a rough video for me, but I really feel that it's important that I share these intimate details with you guys because it is in regards to my transition and it's in regards to just my health in general. And I think it's important to raise awareness on the types of things that can happen to your body as you're transitioning, and just some things that you should kind of keep an eye out for, and of course always look at going forward in your own health care to make sure that you're in the best possible position that you can be. Now, before I get into the video, I want to say some of the things I'm going to talk about may be triggering to some people. I have some opinions as well based off of the healthcare that I received that I think may be triggering to some people. And I'm going to be using some medical terms and some anatomically correct terminology in order so that we can be clear and on the same page about what I'm talking about and what happened, and that way you know exactly what I'm talking about. We all can understand and be on the same page, okay? So if that's might be offensive to you, just click off. I'm sorry, but I hope that you'll stay to the video and kind of try to get through some of the verbiage that I'm going to use, because the message and what's going on is really important for us as a community to understand things that happen to the AFAB body, just in general, and what can happen through prolonged testosterone use and things of that nature. If you like content like this, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Like this video, it really helps the channel grow. If you'd like to donate to the channel, there are links in the description that you can hit to purchase merch, to PayPal, Cash App, buy your boy a coffee. Anything will help in my current situation. Okay, so appreciate the love and support. Let's get into the video. So on March 29th, this past Tuesday, I was okay. I was fine. I woke up, doing my daily things, and about 10:30 at night, almost 11 o'clock at night, I was laying in bed and I was feeling kind of like weird. It's like, oh man, my stomach is kind of hurting, like I don't know what's going on. Now, mind you, Tuesday morning I did have some cramping, and when I mean cramping, not abdominal cramping, not stomach cramps. I mean like as if menstrual cramps. Okay, so I was having some menstrual cramps because I still do have my reproductive organs, my ovaries and everything like that. So I was having some menstrual cramping. As time went on, I was having some spotting, but nothing crazy or anything like that. So about 10:30 at night, 11 o'clock, I noticed my stomach was kind of bubbling. I said, oh man, I gotta fart. And then I said, whoa, let me go use the bathroom. So I go to use the bathroom, start having diarrhea. And about 10 minutes from there, vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal pains, and not in my stomach, but like in my ovaries. I was having really bad abdominal pains, cramping and things like that nature. So between the hours of 11 and 2 in the morning, 11 p.m. Tuesday night to 2 a.m. Wednesday morning, I was vomiting, diarrhea, could not even drink water, keep anything down. So about on top of that, I was having hot flashes. So I didn't have a fever or anything, but I was having hot flashes. I was sweating. Then I was really cold. Then I vomit, diarrhea. About 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, I almost passed out in the bathroom as I was vomiting, and I yelled to my wife and I said, "You have to take me to the hospital. Something's not right." So I go to the hospital, and mind you, it's horrible because the closest hospital that I went to, it's like 20 minutes away. It's a trauma center. It's a teaching hospital, and I know that they've had a lot of success with transgender patients and things like that. So I said, I'm gonna go to that hospital. And so I don't know why, I just felt like that was the closest hospital, really. If it would have been another hospital closer, I probably would have went there, but that was the closest hospital to me. So I go there, and mind you, they didn't have no damn parking in the emergency room, so we had to park like 3 blocks away and walk while I'm like vomiting and everything to the emergency room. Get to the emergency room, and they start, they say, okay, what's going on? I explained to them, look, I was fine, and then all of a sudden I was having the menstrual cramping, some spotting and vomiting and diarrhea. Explained to them everything, and they said, okay, well, what do you mean, like menstrual cramping? And I'm like, well, I'm transgender, I was assigned female at birth, and so I still have my ovaries and my reproductive organs, and but I've been on testosterone for about 6-7 years now, and I don't get a menstrual cycle anymore. And sometimes I do have some spotting here and there with cramps, but these cramps didn't feel normal. And so they were like, okay, well, did you eat something? And that's what my wife kind of thought, like, oh, maybe it was something you ate. But me and my wife, I made some empanadillas that Tuesday, and I know I cooked everything thoroughly. I always double check everything. My wife ate the same thing. She actually ate more than me, and she didn't have any of these symptoms. So okay, I go, they're like, okay, well, we need to see what's going on. So they give me an IV. They take my blood, they check my blood, they give me some Zofran. I'm having hot flashes, then cold, then hot, then cold, then hot, but no fever. So they do my blood work. They give me, they want to give me a CT CAT scan. So I do a CAT scan with the iodine, and they wanted to do a pelvic exam. Now, a pelvic exam is literally going into the vagina and checking the cervix and checking to see what's going on, but it's not a pap smear. They're looking to see what's going on. So they give me a pelvic exam, and they said, okay, you have blood in your cervix, which could be indicative of either a menstrual cycle, or it could be more indicative of cervical cancer. When's the last time you had a pap smear? And I said to her, well, the last time I had a pap smear was probably about 3 or 4 years ago, and it was inconclusive. And so I've never got another pap smear after that. And so they said, okay, well, we're going to have to do a CT scan, and we're going to have to do a transvaginal ultrasound. Okay. So at this point, I've been in the hospital for about 5-6 hours, and I'm just exhausted, not feeling well. So they do a CT scan. They find that I have cysts all over, like on my right ovary, and I believe one of them either ruptured or was about to rupture, and all of that stuff. Okay, so blood work comes back. My potassium is too high. My red blood cells are too high. My white blood cells are too high. Just all of these different things, and some of that can be because of testosterone use. Others it could be an infection. It can be so many different things, right? But we're in the emergency room, and you're not dying, so it's not really a big deal. So after I have this pelvic exam, the nurses, which they were very, very great people, such good people at this hospital, very accommodating, very, very sympathetic and empathetic to what I was going through. But my one nurse came in, and she immediately was like, a lot of them were terrified to talk to me or ask me questions, and I'm like, what's going on? And my nurse who was mainly taking care of me, she was like, I'm so sorry, I didn't know that you were trans. Hopefully, I hope I didn't say anything that was like offensive or that was, taken some type of way. Like, I'm so sorry, I didn't know. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, you didn't do anything or say anything that's offensive. You know what I mean? Even when they went to do a pelvic exam, the nurse, after the fact, when the doctor left, she was like, I just want to make sure everything is okay. Like, are you okay? Are you I know this is a very, difficult thing to go through and do, especially, as a, trans person and stuff like that. Is everything okay? And I'm like, I appreciate that. And then they were like, well, we have to do this ultrasound. Or is that going to be okay for you? Is that an issue? And I'm like, no, like, that's fine. Like, it is what it is. Like, this is my health. They were afraid to even call my vagina a vagina. They were afraid to call it ovaries. They did not know what words to use, and they were afraid to even interact with me, which made me incredibly sad, because I'm like, I literally had to tell the nurse, this is my health. I'm in here vomiting, diarrhea, like, I don't know what is going on, and y'all are worried about words? Like, I'm not worried about words. Like, the reality is this is what I have right now, whether I like that or not, and I just don't want to die. Like, I don't know where, like, I don't want to be sick. So I really don't care what you call it, because it is what it is. And, so, like, a lot of them were, like, kind of afraid to, like, deal with me. The doctor was like, I'm sorry to have to ask you, are you okay to do this? And I'm like, why are you sorry? Like, this is my life. This is what it is. But I appreciate it, but this is what it is. After 8 hours of being in the ER, they couldn't figure out, like, they couldn't do some of the other things that needed to be done, from the gynecological side of it, and they told me, look, there's you haven't had a pap smear, you haven't had this ultrasound done. We're concerned at this point that it could be cervical cancer or ovarian cancer. And, we think that you need to go see a gynecologist and go, follow up with your primary care doctor and all those things. They gave me some Zofran for the vomiting and the diarrhea. Told me to be on the brat diet, which is just, bananas, rice, apples, and toast. And said if, anything changes, come back. This was all Tuesday evening going into Wednesday morning, which was Wednesday, March 30th. I wake up at 7:30 p.m. that Wednesday, and I have a fever, 99.7. I'm drenched in sweat. I quickly put some cool water on my face, on my, my arteries over here on my neck, and take some Tylenol. I get my fever down. And Thursday morning now, March 31st, I started calling around to gynecologists, calling, to doctors to get seen. So I got some appointments now scheduled to see what's going on. So what's my point in this video? I know as trans men it's difficult to come to terms with what we have. Okay, I get it. I've ignored my gynecological health for 3 or 4 years. And I don't know if I just had a stomach bug, which is what they were saying. Well, maybe this was a stomach bug, but these other things, it kind of brought to light other issues now that I could potentially have. I know that I need to donate blood. I know that I have to do blood work now and see again what's going on with my liver and my kidneys, my kidney function, to make sure that testosterone is not, because it's a hard hormone that's processed through your liver. So I need to make sure that that's good. But the reality is, I know that as trans men, it's difficult to discuss our gynecological health. Okay, it's difficult to think about going to get pap smears. It's difficult to think about, getting ultrasounds, transvaginal ultrasounds. It can be dysphoric to think about somebody, going in those areas and poking around, especially if you're not someone who, like me, who I don't typically like or receive any type of penetration. So, it's not a very open area. And I get that. But we have to take care of our health. And the thing is, when I was talking to some of the nurses and some of the doctors, I'm like, why are you apologizing? Why are you afraid to say this or say that or tell me what to do next? And they literally told me, because we've had trans patients who took it offensively when we use certain terminology or certain words, or it's asked them to do certain things, and then they file claims or they get in trouble or because of words. And it's like, this is I get it, I do, I swear to you I do, but I don't care about all of that right now. I care about my health and being safe and being healthy, because at the end of the day, my health that's my currency. If I'm not healthy, it doesn't matter. If I die, it doesn't matter. None of this matters, and I have to take care of myself, and I have to know what's going on in order to take care of myself. And you have to tell me what's going on and tell me what's the best course of action so that I can take care of myself. And again, I know we don't like to talk about this in the community. We don't like to talk about pap smears. We don't like to talk about, getting these things checked out. But now I'm in a situation where I don't know if I have cervical cancer or ovarian cancer or some other thing going on, because I was afraid of having something looked at, or I was dysphoric and I let my dysphoria stop me from making sure that I was okay. And it's important that we understand that this is what we have. Okay, this is what we have right now. If you're someone out there who wants bottom surgery in the future, that will happen for you, because I know that's something I want, and I know it's something that's going to happen for me in the future. But this is what I have right now, and this is a part of my overall health to take care of, because it can cause so many other issues when you don't take care of it and you ignore it. And we really don't understand what long-term effects testosterone has on AFAB people. We don't understand that completely. It's not like people are like doing all of these researches and research and trying to figure it out and trying to make sure. No. We're such a small subset of people, in their eyes it's not worth it. So the reality is, this is what we have, and we need to take care of it, and I wish that I would have done something sooner to take care of my health, but now I'm trying to play catch up and figure out what's going on. So now, I'll keep you guys updated. I have some appointments coming this week to get some of these things looked at. But I really encourage you guys. I know it can be dysphoric. I know it can be hard. It can be even traumatizing to admit or to look at and see what you have, or to have somebody else look and see what you have, and feel like they're maybe judging you, or feeling like a freak, or feeling scared. But man, I'd rather have 10-20 minutes of uncomfortable than sickness, so that's where I'm at, guys. Like I said, I have these appointments coming up the rest of this week, and so as that transpires, I'll definitely keep you guys updated on what's going on. And hopefully was just a stomach bug and has nothing to do, but then hopefully once I get this other stuff looked at, I'm okay. But that's where I'm at with that. Luckily I was able to find doctors and finally get some health insurance. Unfortunately, because I was in the hospital and called off of work, I got fired because I was in the hospital, and I'm in an at-will state that you can get fired for anything. So there's nothing I can do with that. But I hope that my story and what's going on with my health will encourage you guys to just please look after yourselves. Please take care of yourselves. Seriously, it's so important for you to take care of yourself. If you'd like to support me and the channel, there are links in the description that you can purchase merch, schedule coaching, anything that I can help out with. And I love you guys. I may not do the live stream for a couple of weeks as I'm dealing with this stuff, but I will definitely do my best to keep you guys updated and make videos and try to do a live here and there. But I'm just going through a lot of shit right now, that I'm gonna do my best to keep pushing and keep making videos for you guys. Okay, so I love you guys. I appreciate all of your support and all of your love, and I hope you take care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys in the next video.